Absolutely. All right. And coming in at number 88 with 63 points, we got Minoru Suzuki. And I love this. I love that Suzuki made the list. I know that Mongoose is going to have a lot to say about Suzuki, but I instantly Suzuki is just such a when you've seen him once, you can't wait to see him again. And just his style, it is the strong style. The way he's got his hair cut all the time. I love Suzuki. I love when he comes over and is in AEW or at Forbidden Door and all that. He just the matches that he has are amazing. I love his stuff that he's done with John Moxley. It's really good stuff. But I know that Andretti's probably chomping at the bit here as well to talk about him too.
Yeah, so my introduction to Minoru Suzuki actually came with you, John, and I don't know if you remember this, but the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view that I ever bought, whenever you and Chig and Trig all came over after the boys were done with their Friday night, their Friday night business, we watched the Supercard of Honor or something like that that year, Death Before Dishonor. I can't remember what it was, but it was whenever Cody was the ROH champion. It was right whenever we were getting into the whole ROH scene with the elite guys and all that. And the main event of that night, as crazy as it is, and I was watching Ring of Honor television at the time, syndicated TV, and I did not know who he was facing. He was getting like reactions, but I didn't know why. Came in there, and we watched Cody beat him in that pay-per-view, and then right around that time was when Axis started playing like either old New Japan shows or delayed New Japan shows, and that was where I got a chance to see him more. And I was like, okay, well, this guy is a killer. He is an actual killer. He wants to come to the ring and he wants to hurt people and show you that he can't be hurt. And I got news for you, man. I'm here for both of those things. So when I think of things that really stand out, the first one is Andretti had mentioned about the entrance music before. You want to talk about iconic entrance music. I was at MSG at the ROH New Japan show, and to hear all of MSG scream Kazane Nare was awesome. But you want an entire crowd in Chicago screams Kazane Nare, again, unannounced. It's not like they knew he was coming. That's awesome, man. So that entrance music is so great. Baby Monk used to run around playing air guitar and stuff to that song. Like that song is all time on the pro wrestling entrance songs list. Battles with Ishii are incredible. You'd mentioned some of the crossover stuff that he did with your Moxleys, your Danielsons. I did not see the Kingston match from the pre-show on Tuesday because, unlike TK, I ain't got Twitter, so I don't know. I didn't have a chance to see that. But I heard that was fine too. It was just a little short. But look, this guy he just drips in charisma. He's an Observer Hall of Famer. He's a crossover guy that was in MMA, so he's in black boots with a towel on his head, and dude is 55 years old. Like, I struggle to play Dead Man Come Alive and then basketball back to back with my kid, and I'm 38, right? And this dude's 55 and he's just taken windmills and haymakers and karate stuff to the chest and to the skull and all this, and he just lives for more. And my gosh, Minoru Suzuki, do this until you're 75, and I'll watch every match and I'll love it.
Andretti, what do you got for Minoru Suzuki?
I don't got much other than the fact that I could watch him and Ishii fight on every card forever.
Amen.
Yeah, with Suzuki, I've watched some of his work being on AEW, and you watch the guy, and there's no holes in what he does. You can't tell that he Yeah, it doesn't feel like he realizes that it's a work. Uh, and I looked through his list of accomplishments. He has a very diverse list of accomplishments, being not all from the um, professional wrestling background. There was a lot of MMA style things, so that's kind of where you get that same what I was talking about, maybe an aura, if you will, and a strong style where it is hard to see holes in what he does. And he seems to have been very influential with that style in NJPW. And so, yeah, even just in the modern context, you can feel that he's important and special, and until you go back and understand why. But yeah, and the haircut. That's a top 100 haircut by itself.
Yeah, and some career highlights here for Suzuki. He is, I mean, he's had the match of the year for the Observer newsletter. He already is in the Observer Hall of Fame, class of 2017.
While you're looking at that, I do want to say the reason that I have Suzuki so high, and the reason that he obviously is this high on the list, is partly because of those points, is because of the Observer Hall of Fame. I said in my disclaimer that Observer Hall of Fame people are ranked above everybody else, because if you're in the Observer Hall of Fame, you're the cat's meow. And so, he was going to make my list no matter what. And because you're an Observer Hall of Famer, and because you're that great, that's how I got him there. And you know what? What's so great about him too? Dude doesn't need a belt. He's not won an IWGP World title. He never will, and he never needs to, because you could put him in the main event of any show and people are going to watch because he's that good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that he doesn't need a belt because he's that good. Yeah, because he has never won a IWGP heavyweight championship. He has won the IWGP IC title. He's been a tag champion. He's held that never open weight championship a couple times. So yeah, love that Suzuki's on the list. Absolutely deserves to be here. And congrats to making the list, bud.
And one other thing we should mention: the leader of Suzuki-gun, which has since folded, but Zack Sabre, these people have come out of that state, and so